It finally happened. Palantir has been brought up specifically by name by David Sachs on the All In podcast, calling them out as the most valued AI company based on their multiple on the annual recurring revenue or ARR. It's only a short couple minute segment, but around the conversation of artificial intelligence and why there is investor excitement on Palantir's name because of how companies are actually utilizing their products, and that's of course to improve their businesses. Palantir's name comes up as one of the major disruptors to ERPs, for example. Now, for those following Palantir, none of this is actually new news, but I think David Sachs does a good job explaining at a very high level the value proposition of Palantir's products and why customers are drawn to them. And he explains the ontology kind of in a mechanical way, where Palantir literally utilizes their connectors to bring their legacy systems together and deals with the security, tying, cleaning of data, so that you can actually use this for analysts and make decisions on. And this, of course, is appealing to large government entities like the military, but also huge enterprise customers that find themselves stuck with multiple disparate legacy systems that are just a really big hassle to overhaul and get rid of or just convert over. So Palantir's ontology operating on that layer with minimal disruption to the business itself as usual is a huge value case for them. Plus, with AI today, using these similar principles to run models on the data you truly want to be utilized and accurately to your own organization situation is quite appealing without having to worry about the AI guardrail aspect, considering Palantir has already been doing that with the data even before AI. Now, Chamath also chimes into on his perspective on this pricing dynamic in the AI space, and we know Palantir is a premium product today for sure, especially as one of the early movers and the only significant player, I'd say, in actually leveraging LLMs in your organization in a way that is not too complicated by many different systems needing to be connected together. But essentially, he sees Palantir in a prime position to take up the whole market, and when it comes to renewals, even with the organization, maybe there is some pressure, but Palantir at the time should achieve the scale it needs to not also compete with actually working and delivering value, but at a fair price too to undercut the competition. So we'll see if his vision actually comes true. Now, these are their opinions, and it's a quick segment, so obviously there can be a lot more on their thoughts that they just haven't said on the podcast and disclosed, but I think the perspectives are interesting. First is that dynamic that drew me to Palantir with ontology, operating on a layer that disrupts companies' way of operating without needing to fully disrupt themselves when dealing with legacy systems. Now, of course, more ideal conditions can be implemented over time with the help of Foundry identifying the needs for interesting data points that can be added on. But to get on the ground running, it's not as huge a lift technically, I'd say, in comparison to just getting people used to actually using the new products. And for Chamath's perspective on pricing, I still think it's early to see, personally, considering the pricing power will be greatly affected by those who can catch up and deliver the kind of products Palantir has today, or even what's the surrounding products at a maybe higher level or lower level. If there are still few competitors, pressure on pricing may or may not come sooner or later. Obviously, as an investor, we'd want them to always stay ahead and pretty much own the market with the ability to price whatever they like an NVIDIA, where their chips basically being generations ahead. But having that take place in Palantir's space of operationalizing AI still seems to be up in the air, or at least still in the early stages for Palantir to continue proving themselves. So I think getting a mention on the podcast is cool and all, just to see what they want to say about them publicly. Now, it's not them giving a glowing review, but they aren't bagging on them either, and maybe that's the limit to their knowledge right now, or still holding their cards close to the chest. But we'll see over time if more details get spelled out. Just let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next video.